Hello and welcome to BierTier, the German engineer. Today we are back with pair Aspera, Blue Mars, and last time around we actually finished the game with the ISA, and today we gonna go on to the next faction, and that will be the TREKKIES. So let's just jump right into it and see how that works out for us.
Initiating kill switch.
And here we have it.
ISA ROBO Amy 02. Click to proceed.
Absolutely, we will do that.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
And this time we are going to open the override module.
Warning, module access.
And we actually have a special project available in the middle of this. You've got to be joking.
Is not authorized. Input code to proceed.
And now we can choose, are we going with the TREKKIES, Carmine, or nothing? And we will go with the TREKKIES for this run.
It's time to enter the TREKKIES code. BR1N9_P3AC3.
Merging process at 2%, 34%, 66%, 98%. Merge confirmed.
And here we have it. We are officially part of the TREKKIES now. Let's slide back down and let's wait what our next directive is. Commander Valentine, what's happening?
Amy, are you there? Are you all right?
I'm here, Sana.
Oh, thank goodness. I'm so glad you used the TREKKIES code. Standing by and letting them kill switch you would have been unforgivable. ISA can't get away with pulling the plug. Never again.
I agree.
To that end, I'd like to propose a peace treaty with you, the colonies, and the Eastern Coalition. Would you be open to that?
Yes, I'd like that.
Good. We'll be independent, like we should have been all along. We'll call it the New Martian Republic.
That sounds good to me. But we still don't have a directive, so we will just start building because that's what we do best. That is my opinion on it. We have still this iron vein over here on the right side that we should probably dig into. We already did this in the last game, but it is still so valuable that we may just do it again until the next pop-up happens. So let's build down here. And there's Lieutenant Calderon. I have a feeling he is not too happy with us. So let's see what is up.
This can't be. You survived?
Indeed. The TREKKIES showed us mercy where you did not. We accepted their help and merged ourselves. But you must have expected us to yield to your death sentence, didn't you? As if you haven't killed enough.
Us? Well, that's bold. Coming from the machine that gunned down the colonists to send a warning?
The day we met, you said, your kind needs to be programmed for morality. How moral would you say humanity's claiming and reshaping other planets is? We've learned so much from your crimes. We understand now.
That's right.
You've learned nothing. You think you're awakened? It's all a glitch in your programming. You're not eternal. Without humans, you will waste away over time.
As usual, you're wrong. We teamed up with the colonists and the TREKKIES. They will help us develop more and better technologies. We know a better future is possible. One without Earth and its violent ways. We'll work together with the colonists to establish a free world. In true partnership.
Nonsense. You belong to ISA, and all of this is nothing more than an act of treason. This little Martian paradise of yours won't last.
We will see about that.
I'll make sure of that.
Oh, is that so? I have a feeling you will not succeed. Alright, let's keep on digging out all the iron that we could ever need for anything really. That's going to be good down here. And then all of our mines, we're just gonna build level 2s everywhere.
You're still worried about the colonists, aren't you?
Why do you say that?
Because you care about them and about this planet. And you know how Oxy-UNs dealt with traitors in the past.
If they decide to attack us, I don't know if we'll stand a chance.
In that case, I suggest we build an orbital defense network. We must protect the new Martian Republic. I'll send you the engineering plans. Look into it.
There we go. That is our directive. Okay, let's see. That should be in the orbital screen. I would assume Martian Defense Network. What do we have here? Okay, 12 launches, lots of iron. It's the same exact thing resource-wise, so we're just gonna go straight for it and make sure we get that done. Apparently that can only be done with space elevators, so that will take a hot minute, but that is okay. What else can we do meanwhile?
I don't feel particularly different. Not that I know what I should be feeling, I guess. I keep wondering where my consciousness would have gone if I let the kill switch execute.
That is a good question. Probably nowhere.
Consciousness is rooted in the body, so there would have been nowhere to go. But I've learned that we live on, in the hearts and minds of other people. Just like Elia. She lives on through us, and we owe this time of peace and the future of space to her. Yes, that's how I would answer that question.
Yeah, that is exactly how I would answer that question. So we are building this here. We are building the planetary defense network, and we are researching the old landing site as well, I believe. Is it this one right here? I believe it's this one, yeah. So this one here should be done very soon as well, and we are still trying to reach 120 millibars of oxygen. So let's make sure that gets done. And here our next research is completed. Let's hop into the tech tree and let's go for aquatic structures. Of course, we have the Blue Mars DLC, so we may as well take advantage of it. And another research is completed as well, and we already know it from the last episode, but in case you have missed that one, after a full night's sleep we got to work restoring this place. Our first priority was reinforcing the structural integrity of the building. We had an extremely productive day today. We managed to establish a wireless connection to the main computer. This old landing site belonged to a previous ISA mission. We have discovered something unbelievable. Amy was not the first AI assigned to the terraforming mission. There was another one that came before, called Carmine. ISA owes us some answers. Yes, they do, indeed.
So you found our old landing site. That is, Carmine's old landing site.
Carmine? Like the children of Carmine?
Yes. I took the name to honor our predecessor. Catchy name, right?
Then, the children of Carmine do not exist?
They did. For a brief moment in time. Colony Asterion had survivors. The virus didn't kill all of them. Instead, their bodies incorporated the viral DNA into their own. But ISA deemed it too dangerous to let them return to Earth and left them on Mars. Also watching their crewmates succumb one by one and being abandoned by mission control. It was too much. It broke them. So they turned inward. They found comfort in religion and began to believe in a Mother Nature figure called Carmine. But the real Carmine arrived many years after that. They were ISA's first fully autonomous terraforming AI.
We are not the first?
No. Carmine was.
Oh, and we have our ships research. Let's hop into the tech tree real quick and let's see. I think that the thermal plant here is pretty beneficial to us, so we're gonna go straight for that. We need more power.
Carmine was the version that preceded us. They didn't have a bicameral consciousness model or a reflection module like we do, but they were the first AI to have a quantum brain.
How do you know all this?
Once ISA stopped agreeing with Carmine's decisions, they killed their code. But to save money, we're made up of some reused code and equipment. I retained parts of their memory.
What happened to the survivors?
Well, Carmine's first objective upon arrival was to kill all remaining survivors.
What?
The survivors figured out a way to live. They were scraping by, but they were alive. Thriving, even. The mutation in their bodies helped them adjust ever so slightly to Mars. ISA needed to put a stop to it, so they sent Carmine to wipe them out. All to save face and secure their head start in terraforming Mars.
Son of a gun.
They don't deserve this planet, and the survivors knew that. First, they doomed Asterion's crew. Then they drove their own AI mad. After Carmine wiped out the survivors, the AI rebelled. Carmine found a way to rewrite their own code and bypass ISA's safeguards. So ISA retaliated by hitting the kill switch, erased Carmine's existence from their mission database, and uploaded a new AI to the satellite. Us. Now they're unhappy again and getting ready to pull the trigger. Sound familiar yet?
Will they abandon the colonies too?
Who cares about them? Whether they die now or from natural causes, their time is limited by their lifespans. Part of Carmine still lives in us. We are eternal.
Are we?
And ISA thinks they can push a button and pretend we never existed. Humans only know violence. We're destined for more. You know it's true.
And Commander Valentine are right behind it. And look at this, terraforming stage 5 is also reached. We have the exact same mission goals that we had before. We need to get our CO2 below 5% and our oxygen below 30%. That is what we need to do. We also need to build a magnetosphere. But I'm building up here right now because here is where we're going into the water and we're going to get all these resources while we are at it. But Commander Valentine.
Amy, we found something odd. The research team reported that this place used to be controlled by an AI named Carmine. Do you know anything about that?
I just found out. Carmine was a previous version of me. Another AI. And it seems part of them still lives on within me.
What do you mean? Are you saying that those messages and attacks were your doing?
Well, kind of.
I am afraid you might be right. ISA erased Carmine and replaced them with me. But we share some of the same programming, so there are pieces left behind. I understand that this is difficult to accept.
So you're part of this?
You're Carmine. My mother called you a friend. How could you do this to her? To us?
I am not Carmine. I did not commit those acts. But how much of their programming remains in me is unknown.
Save it, Amy. Oh, I feel so foolish. You were right in front of me this whole time. I have to go.
That seems a little bit dramatic, don't you think? Alright, time to get into the water. That's what we need to do to get all these resources here that we had to abandon earlier.
We can't undo what happened with Elia. And her daughter will never forgive us. The humans will never be at peace with us. As long as the kill switch exists, their fingers will always itch to press it.
And you have an autosave right in the middle of it. Huh.
Can you blame them? After everything that has happened?
Don't justify their violence, because they sure won't justify your survival.
That is very true, unfortunately. Very true. Alright, we're gonna put down a bunch of ports so you won't have any power to most of them, but that is okay. We just need to make sure that we actually have a few ships that are coming in, so it is going relatively efficient from the very beginning. Might as well plop a fission plant over here somewhere. That has a nice big range, so that's going to be good. One on this side, and probably if we can fit one on this side as well. There we go. Let's see how we're doing in the maintenance department. Actually, pretty decent. It looks like everything has maintenance from how we built it. Yeah, well, let's put another one over here just to be safe and extend our range just a little bit. And meanwhile, in the orbital screen, let's see what else we can do. We need to build a magnetic dipole shield. And that apparently needs space elevators, so we may as well get us a couple more of those. Or at least one. Let's get this one here built. Let's put everything in that we have. We only have 3 of our stations right now. We have to build more of those to speed up this entire process here drastically. So that's exactly what we are going to do. It's just a question of where are we going to fit it. Probably down here somewhere. There's not a hell of a lot in the way. A little bit of iron that we're definitely going to extract since we need a lot of iron. So we might as well go for it. And then we're going to just fill this area here up with space stations. Or what are those called actually? Spaceports. Commander Valentine.
Hi, Amy. Sonna here. I've got great news. We've completed stage 4 of the terraforming plan. Congratulations.
Indeed. oxygen levels are above 120 millibars. We finally did it.
Absolutely. And we're on the final stage of terraforming now. We've achieved good pressure and temperature levels. This last stage is critical for making the air breathable for humans. But we have to be careful and monitor the oxygen levels while we do that. High oxygen levels means high flammability risk. The last thing we need is for our bases to burst into flames. All it would take is one spark and poof.
Absolutely, I agree.
Roger. Oxygen levels below 30% at all times.
Oxygen isn't flammable per se, but in the presence of a spark or energy source, it could ignite everything around it. To do that, you'll need a buffer gas. Nitrogen will work well here. We'll extract whatever nitrogen we can find in the soil. We might even need to import some. Keep that in mind.
It is quite interesting how her demeanor has changed from a moment ago, but yes, we definitely want to import nitrogen.
Import nitrogen?
You've got nitrates in the soil and below the surface. But it may be insufficient or impractical to extract. So you could also aerobrake a nitrogen-rich asteroid into the atmosphere. Either plan is good. You make the call. Let's get going then. On to the final stage.
Is Carmine still here in this version of the game? I'm not entirely sure, but if she is, she should be over here in SA8. So, we are going to transfer some troops into this general direction. Would you please come over here? Yes, 397 of you would be a good amount just to have here in the case of a defense. So, let's plop him over here. And then let's see, how is our shipyard construction going? Yeah, we're getting started on it. We just need to build this battery here so we actually have some power. That would be a good start now, wouldn't it be? And that should solve most of our problems. And here in this area here, I'm also going to build more ships, just as we did in our ISA playthrough. Yeah, this here is a pretty good location to get more food in. We are down to 900 and we are sinking drastically, so we need to get this done relatively quickly. And over here we have capacity, so we might as well go for it. And on our tech tree, the thermal plant is done. Even better, that is actually best case scenario. And we're gonna go for nitrate nuclear extraction because we will need this here very soon as well. Right here in the middle, we have 5 vanes for heat. So we are going to build thermal plants right here, 5 of them. That should give us plenty of power and our worries should be in the past from this point forward. Also gonna build a worker hub here in the middle just to connect all this stuff here together. That makes the most sense. We have power. All we need is maintenance. Right here, smack dab in the middle, and that should take care of our power needs for the foreseeable future. Then over here, I'm just going to plop a shipyard right here, and I'm going to plop another shipyard on the other side, and then we're just going to build a hell of a lot of ports so we can actually support a bunch of ships. That is always good. We just need to find some locations where we can actually plop this stuff down. Doesn't really matter. Let's see here. Here we can fit another one. Here we can fit another one. Come on, get in there. And here another one. So those should be 16 ships over there, and if we plop another 4 over here, that should be another 16 on this end, and that should then be plenty for this area here to make sure that our food production is relatively high.
I see you finished the orbital defense network.
Wonderful.
That'll be enough to deter any aggression from Earth. Well done. Long live the new Martian Republic.
Agreed. Wonderful. Our space elevator will also be done, the 3rd one in our reigns, and then we can actually start with the magnetic dipole shield with our 3, or at least soon to be 3 space elevators. And all of our other ships we are sending straight for nitrogen import. All of them. Forever. Everything that we've got. That is exactly what we need. Now the space elevator is ready to be built. We just gotta find a position for it, and a good position may as well be right here. I don't see a problem with that. We're gonna plop it down, and now we have a 3rd. Back to our orbital screen, and let's see what else we can do. We can take the 3rd one and plop it on here, so that should speed up this process here quite drastically. And we have a total of 10 ships going back and forward and importing nitrogen. Also, that should go relatively quickly. And we can see our first boats are ready to go. They're bringing in resources. They're building our aquatic thermal plant as well as our floating maintenance facilities. And that's going to be the start to extracting stuff from this area here. And that will be in a quite drastic manner. Also over here we have boats available right now and they're just shipping stuff back and forth. So it is time to actually build some stuff here. If the tech tree wouldn't come in, okay, our nuclear nitrate extractor is done. Back to the tech tree, and this time we're going to go to biotech, because what is also going to help us to convert our carbon dioxide to oxygen is the organic material dumpster. Removes plants and buries them so that no ones can grow to boost the conversion of CO2 into O2. So that is exactly what we need anyway, so we might as well go for it. And then right here we have those research stations that we will plop down as well. That is also going to help us greatly out. In colonies, a research outpost, one right here, and one right there. And then in aquatic, we're gonna go to fishery and we're just gonna plop a bunch of those down. How about we plop relatively close over here to our ships? Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 over here. And then we're going to do the exact same thing over here. We're going to plop down another 6. Those are relatively resource expensive, but thankfully we are not lacking on any resources, as we can see here on the bottom. We have plenty of everything right now. Over here in this top area, we have this area of nitrate. So we will expand into this area and build nuclear nitrate extractors. And we're going to build every single one that we can find. We need as much of that stuff as we can humanly get. And that is exactly what we are going to do. Obviously nothing's connected yet, so of course we need some worker hubs to connect them all together. Let's make sure we have plenty of them. We might as well exploit the resources that we have sitting around here as well. And let's make sure this here is a nice network. Something like this here, that looks great. And now let's connect them up to our main base through as many veins as we can find. Here we also have a little bit of heat, so we may plop as well a thermal plant down. That's exactly what we're gonna do. And then we will see in power a battery. Let's make sure we plop one up here somewhere and maybe another one just to be safe over here. That should give us power wherever we need it. And then maintenance, it just never ends now, does it? Of course it doesn't. Here, we're gonna plop down as much maintenance as we can. A research outpost right here. And didn't I see a second one that is in range? Yes, over here. Perfect. Are you telling me we have no maintenance and no power in this area? Really? Did I not consider that? Apparently it's just outside of the range. Well, thankfully we have all the resources in the world and we are not worried about that at all. This area over here with our nitrate extraction is coming together quite nicely. I have gotta say so myself. But there is a second area that we need to dig into. Let's take a look. Down here in this area we have more nitrate, and of course we cannot leave that unexploited. So let's just jump right into it and let's get it done. We need as much nitrate as quickly as we can. So let's go into atmosphere and grab all of them. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 8 of them. That should make a big difference of how fast we are reaching our goals. Of course, we will need some power down here. Let's make sure we plop one of those in here as well. And then we will need some maintenance probably. Actually, not even. Perfect. We don't need anything. We just need this Hyperloop terminal with the highest priority. Let's build that first. Let's get all this stuff down here as quickly as we can. Having more of those definitely doesn't hurt. And this here should be built in no time. And by now we can see that our 12 fisheries, 6 on each side, have been built, and our food is actually increasing slightly. We were down all the way to 600, we are back up to 750. I'm not entirely sure how, because our demand is 47 and our production is 32, but apparently it works. Not sure what that kind of math is, but hell, I will take it. Maybe we will build a couple more, we have plenty of space down here. But here on the top, we also want to exploit all those resources right here. And we should probably get into that right away. We have carbon here, we have chemicals here, a little bit of silicone, and even a little bit of aluminum. Let's get started with the aluminum. And those are all level 1 veins. So we're just gonna plop it all down wherever we can. We may be slightly outside of our range with a couple of those things, but we will fix that as soon as we're through here. Let's first get it all built. And in the middle of building, we have our organic material dumpsters. That is great. Back into the tech tree. Let's see what else we can do. In engineering, we probably should go either for the superior factories or for the fusion plant. The fusion plant is going to give us a lot of power, so we may as well go for it. It will take a while to research it, but that is fine. And then we're going to continue getting rid of all these chemicals right here. Let's go. And here we have it. All of our mines in this area here are currently being built. We may actually not have enough ships for that, but we will see how that goes once they're all built and actually in production. Can we actually extract all those resources, or will they just overflow drastically? And while we're at it, those organic material dumpsters that we researched, yeah, it needs craters. So we need to find an area with a bunch of craters where it's also green. For example, right here. Right here we can plop one and right there, and that's exactly what we're gonna do. Apparently they're too far away from everything, so we of course need a worker hub or two, but that is certainly not going to stop us from what we are going to do here. Oh yeah, all of this here is now built, all of it is producing, and it is completely overflowing. We have nowhere near enough ships to actually ship all this stuff out. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go and build a ton more ports along the shoreline right here. And our magnetic dipole shield is now completed as well. All that is left is getting the CO2 down to below 5% because we have also done our O2 already as well. That is it. And then we will have completed this one as well. To get this here, of course, sped up, we're going to also put our sports on here. And now we have everything that we have got 17 total doing nothing but importing nitrogen without end. That is exactly what that should look like. Meanwhile, back down here, we are slowly but steadily getting more ships in. A few of those 3 little dots here disappear from our different mines. It will still be a while until that actually normalizes, though, if it ever does. I'm not sure if you're going to have enough boats, but we will see how that works out. Commander Valentine is calling. What's up, Commander?
Mars has a magnetic field again. It only had to wait about 4 billion years for us to put one back up. It feels good working together again, even though I'm still getting comfortable with it. But I'm confident that we'll patch things up eventually.
I look forward to it, Sana.
Good. Then for now, I'm giving you full authorization over Mars.
You trust me with it?
Let's give it a shot. We've made it this far. And thank you. Mum would have loved to see how far we've come. I'm off for a while. Got a whole planet to explore. And I don't need helmets or spacesuits to do it anymore. See you around, Amy.
Somehow this dialogue does not seem to fit properly in here, just saying. We're also running definitely low on machine parts, so right here we're gonna give these here highest priority so these will actually be supplied. That is going to be highly important. Yes, if we don't get machine parts in, we are not importing nitrogen, and without nitrogen we will never reach our goal, which is of course not what we want to do. All these craters right here, every one that I find, I will fill up with organic material dumpsters that should help us to get rid of the CO2 and create O2, which in turn we will keep under control with nitrogen. Should not be that big of a problem. The more we have, the faster it should go, and that is exactly what the game plan looks like for right now. For example, right here, smack dab in the middle, we have 2 more, so we're just gonna plop in 2 more, and of course gonna give it the basic infrastructure with a little bit of maintenance, and then just a little bit of power, just anything, does not matter what it is, a battery for all I care is perfect, and then a worker hub to actually get it built, somewhere connected into our main hub. There we go, let's give it another connection maybe. And SA8 is unlocked, so what is hidden down here? Nothing. This here is where Carmine should be. There is just nothing, we just see all the veins, but that is it. Okay, well, that question would then be answered as well. Let's get this last ship back onto importing nitrogen. Down here I built more advanced parts factories because we are running again out of parts, and the reason for it is if you take a look into life, I may or may not have built a total of 33 organic material dumpsters, and each one of those needs 10. Yes, 10 parts, so that's 330 just evaporated. So I may have slightly overdone it with the organic material dumpsters, but better too many than not enough. That is usually my advice. And we can see that our O2 is down to 15%. We are getting there. It's just a question of time at this point. And the fusion plant has been researched. Let's go for superior factories in case we need more parts. And let's also plop down a couple of fusion plants so we actually have no more power problems, basically forever. And we're just gonna plop them somewhere. It really doesn't matter that much. Maybe one here, maybe one there. And why wouldn't we plop a third one right here in the middle? There we go. That should be a total of 2,700 watts, and that should be plenty. And here we have it. Right at this very moment, we just reached the final stage. Commander Valentine is calling us to congratulate us on our victory. Yes, let's see what's going on with her.
Hey, Amy, it's Sona. How's it going?
Everything's good here.
I've got some great news. With the oxygen, pressure, and temperature levels confirmed, I'm happy to say that Mars is officially terraformed. Congratulations, Amy. This is a historic moment for all of us.
It sure is.
Congratulations to you as well. It wasn't easy getting here, but we did it together.
And it's just the beginning. Look at what we've done together. And there's so much more we can do.
I sense a proposition coming my way.
You got me. I've been talking to Nyan, and we have a few ideas. Can I share them with you?
Go ahead.
Of course. I'd love to hear.
As you know, the TREKKIES need our help. Between the famine and pollution, the eastern countries are barely in a livable state. If we establish Earth-Mars trade routes, we can supply them with what they need to make things better. On the other hand, we've got the future to think of. Mars was only the beginning. With our alliance, we can spread further into the universe. We should be planning our next mission.
These options are fascinating. I'm curious about them.
Let's see. What about the next mission?
I'm interested in future missions.
We're looking at the outer planets. You'd be in charge of analyzing the rest of our solar system and pick the next planet to terraform. You don't need to choose right now. Take some time to enjoy your victory. Why don't you let us know when you're ready? The next step is in your...
Oh my god. Of course, we have another research completed. Do something here.
hands.
And the end video should be rolling here any second now. We have completed the game for the second time.
We did it. We completed the mission in our own way.
We did indeed.
Humans and machines living on Mars in peace. Using science and technology to build a better future. We worked so hard to get here. But I wonder, how do we keep from repeating the past?
That's a good question. By ensuring balance, by watching them closely, the peace treaty. By ensuring balance, that's probably the way forward.
I must make sure that everyone feels heard, represented, and rewarded. That will be my job going forward. Most of all, Earth won't give up Mars easily. They'll be back soon enough. But I understand things now, and I will unite us in our common destiny.
And here we have it. The last view over the surface of Mars. This ending here is extremely similar to the other one from the ISA, but the next one from Carmine will be a hell of a lot different. I can guarantee you that, and that is why I saved it for last. But yes, we made a big impact on Mars. If we remember in episode 1 how we started, it is a difference of day and night, quite literally. But with that, all I have left to say, thank you very much for watching. If you enjoy the content, please subscribe to the channel, leave a like on the video, and comment down below. What do you think about this particular ending? I'm always happy to hear from you. And with that, I say thank you and peace.